Hello, hello, hello. How are y'all doing? I am Nate, and this is Peach Domino Paper Crafts. And if you're new here, we do paper crafting projects. Uh, right now, it's mostly ephemera for junk journals. If you're not sure what a junk journal is, let me know. I'll make a video on that. If you want to see different paper crafts, let me know. I'll make a video on those. If you're not new, welcome back. Again, if you want to, same thing. If you want to know, if you have any questions, ask, and I will make a video or answer to the best of my ability. If you want to see other things, let me know that too. So I wanted to come on today and give you an overview of what I'm going to be doing for September. And I have two sets of projects going on. I have the Fairy Wings and Forgotten Things projects, and there will be links in the description to talk more about that, but it's a little scavenger hunt hosted by Lottie's Magic Attic, which you can find all the links in the description again. There are 6 creators and 5 other collaborators, and between the 11 of us, we will be hosting videos with the prompts for the scavenger hunt. There will be a link tree where you can click on each day, and it will take you to that day's prompt or token video. Plus, there are also 30 daily prompts, which you can find on the Facebook group. There are freebies from each of the 6 designers, as well as a brand new kit put out this month that goes along with the challenge. It's not necessary to buy the kit, but you can, and there are discount codes available in the designers' different Facebook groups or where have you. Some of them are already set to sale, so you don't need a code, but the ones that are not set to sale, you will need a code, and those codes are in the Facebook groups. And again, just to clarify, all the details and links for that will be listed in the description, or the links to the details will be listed in the description, as well as links to the daily collaborations and the creators themselves. But the other thing I'm doing, and the thing you can see me doing right here, is I am doing what I am calling Journal Rush September. I don't know, it just seemed like the right title. But basically, I am making, it's a personal challenge. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. You can, but I have challenged myself to make 26 journals during the month of September. And here are my rules for that. Again, this is a personal challenge. Please don't think you have to do this. But I have 2 themes, Fairy and Halloween, and I'll be making 13 journals of each theme. And in addition to that, well, not in addition, another qualification, not all 13 journals will have the same amount or the same level of decoration. I have several different types of or levels of decoration that I sell, and I am going to be making some for each. There will be a few blank books that are just the pages. There will be some that have just a few pockets in them, some that have some pockets and some tags and interactives, some that are super detailed, a super large amount of ephemera. So there will be a mix of different levels, which is what I think will help me to complete all 13 journals. But basically, I am just trying to get my shop stocked. Now, if you'd like to follow along, you can, and each day I will be doing something that will help you to make journals, whether you're making large amounts of journals or small amounts of journals. Different types of ephemera, different tutorials, things like that. Now, the overall structure for this, the idea for this, came from a video from Paper Terrace where she listed her journal mass making I can't think of the word now, but just she listed how she mass makes her journals, and I will absolutely link to that. But that's what gave me the inspiration to do this in the first place. And I'm going to be taking parts of her ideas. Well, I guess I'm going to be using a lot of her ideas from that video and just mass making journals and ephemera to get everything made. I'm going to go a step further in that when I make the ephemera for mine, I'll be making more than I need for just the journals, and I've got to say, I really, really hope she does that too. I don't know what everybody else does, but I feel like it's almost always easier to mass make something and make only one type of thing every day, if that's all you can make, than to make 40 different things for one journal and then later do another journal and need the same 40 things without a whole lot of variation. Now, that being said, with what I'm doing is I'm making the ephemera, and say this that I didn't get finished last month, I'm making envelope pockets, okay? These little pockets, where's the opening? There it is. These little pockets are just made from junk envelopes, and these are not finished. But I'll take, say, 50 junk envelopes and cut them all to relative sizes and set that aside. I might do a paper on the front, I might do a paper inside, but I'm not going to do the mass decorating because I don't know what I'll need in the future. But that way I'll have the bases that I can pull out, decorate, and put in a journal. I hope that makes a lot of sense. So, that being said, what you see me doing today is the first step of making 30 journals, or 26 journals. I have chosen 30 papers, and that's because each of my signatures, I'm going to put 2 signatures in each journal, and each of my signatures has 15 pages. And I'm going to be adding kit pages, so I will be taking some of these out. And you might ask why I don't just do, you know, however many pages minus the kit pages. Well, that's because I want variety. And I get that extra variety from taking all my signatures and taking my kit pages. Say I use 4 kit pages, then I'll go through and I'll take a random 4 pages out, and once I've done that, then I'll have this kit will have those 5 pages, and the next kit won't have those 5 pages, and the next kit will only have 2 of those 5 pages. So that's what I'm doing now, is sorting these into their signatures. keep losing my words this morning. I'm not sure why. I apologize. And if you'd like, I can go over some of these, but I've already chosen my 30 pages, and I've already cut them down because I like my pages to be no more than 9 by 12. That's what I like for my pages in my books. That makes a good size for me. And with mask making, I just want to make them on the size that I am used to and that works easier for me, just because that's what's going to keep me from having to go back and say, okay, these 3 journals are 9 by 12, these 3 journals are 8.5 by 11, and that way I can mass make all my ephemera the same size and know that it will fit in all of the journals. Standardization helps a lot. But yeah, I've gone through and I've cut them all down, the ones that needed cut, and gotten them ready. You'll notice I have 8.5 by 11 papers. There's some that are 9 by 12 that are folded in half, some that were ginormous that I had to cut down to 9.5 or 9 by 12. I've got some that are smaller than 8.5 by 11, things like that. So your pages can range any size you want to. That's all up to you, your decision. And if you're only making one journal, then make it, you don't have to standardize because you're only making one journal, or even 1 or 2. You could make 2 different size journals, things of that nature. But that's what I'm going to be doing for the month of September. I'll be using at least 2 different hashtags. One will be Fairy Things 2025, and that's going to be the Fairy Wings and Forgotten Things hashtag. You'll find that on all of the Fairy Wings and Forgotten Things videos and social media posts, because not all of these are on YouTube. Some of them are on Facebook, some of them are on Instagram. Don't quote me, but there might be some on TikTok. I'm really not sure about that. But the calendar, when you click on the day, will have a link to the format where that creator is posting. It won't have a link directly to the video, because that would be just too easy, and this is supposed to be a scavenger hunt. But it will have a link to that creator's format. The other main hashtag that I'll be using is going to be Journal Rush September 2025. And that's going to be my hashtag for this piece. So you might see some of my posts have both. Some of them have neither, because some things will be neither of these things. Sometimes I just want to make things just for fun, and that's okay too. There was something else that I was going to do as a hashtag, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. If I think about it, I will put it in the description box below. But I've been trying to kind of space this out so I could get to the end of this stack, so I could just show you what all these pages are as I put them in. But this is a lot. This is a lot. So I'm going to put you on pause and come back when I finish this stack, so that we can do the next set of stacks together while I tell you what each paper is, what category I'm using, because when I put my papers together, I put them in file folders or business envelopes, depending on their size. And I don't have one for each. Like, these are invoices, and I don't have one file folder for, all those are the same, each type of invoice. That one, last one, wasn't even an invoice. It's immigration paperwork or passport paperwork. but I grouped it with the invoices, and that's how my file folders work in my system. So you might see filler paper and think, oh, it's all this loose leaf white paper. This isn't even loose leaf, this is composition book paper. But no, it is all different types, all different colors. It's just filler paper. Because why get super specific? I used to, don't get me wrong, when I first started I used to, but I've realized that's just not feasible really in the grand scheme of things. But this way I know what type of paper I have, what type of paper I need to restock if I can find it, and that way I know, okay, well, I've got too much vintage manuals. I don't need to pick up any more manuals for a while. So when I go out to, say, garage sales and they have a manual for the B-52 bomber, and that's not random, I have a manual for the B-52 bomber, then I can say I don't need a manual, I don't need to pick that up, no matter how much I want to. Face it, you've done it too. Just because you see it doesn't mean you need it. But anyway, I'm gonna put you on pause and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got all these sorted and put away. Yes, my craft desk is well used, and I need new paper. I keep saying that. So I only need 2 more signatures. So let me show you what I use for papers. These are calligraphy papers. They are super thin, kind of like tracing paper, maybe a little thicker, but on one side, I don't know if you can tell how shiny they are on this side, but they're very slick on this side, and on this side they have more grip, more texture. So I have those. I have cut down 12 by 12 papers into 12 by 6 papers. It just seems right to cut them that size. You could cut them 9 by 12, whatever you wanted to do. These are just, well, one day I'll open it. Coloring book pages. This one's from one about cats. This is another one from about cats. This one is hedgehogs. There's flamingos. There's all kinds of different coloring book pages. This is pink butcher paper. Yes, I understand that it's brown. Just telling you what the box said it is. It's just pink butcher paper. It was a chore to cut that, but there it is. We have newspaper, and what I do is I take a sheet of newsprint and I bring a whole pre-folded sheet, and I'll cut it in half, and then I'll cut that to 9 by 12. Now to cut it to 9 by 12, I just leave it cut and cut it to 6. But yeah, 9 by 12 newsprint, and I have quite a bit of that left over. This is just some dot grid filler paper, and yes, it's filler paper, but I've got it in the dot grid section. It may be hard to see the dots because they're kind of light on purpose. That's how it's made. And then we have music paper. I don't know what kind. I know it's piano music. That's all I know. It was free on the sidewalk sale, at a sidewalk sale from a bookstore. We have different kinds of graph paper. No, I'm sorry, not graph paper. Hiragana paper, which is Japanese writing paper. And I don't think you can see it, but in between each of these squares are four smaller squares. Like how we have the heavy lines on graph paper, it's that. This is file folder, just cut down to 9 by 12. We have heavyweight 9x12s, which I think this is Bristol board, but I'm not real sure. I just know that's why I didn't label it that way. I just labeled it heavy 9x12. This is a page I bought from a place online, and I'll link that below on Etsy. It's a court docket. This one's blank. Both of these are blank, but some of them have names and such, like whole cases in them. We have filler paper, which, again, I talked about this a minute ago, but it's just different kinds of paper. This is children's primary school manuscript paper, and this is Astro Bright's neon loose leaf paper. I also have white loose leaf paper. I have composition book paper from where I've made altered composition books and torn pages out. We have invoices. This was bought from a page this is from a book that I bought on Amazon, that if I can find it again I will link it, and this one I put in with the invoices. It is a replica, obviously, of a Permit to Enter Alaska by Bing Crosby. I'm sorry, Bob Hope, please don't come for me. I have a few left over of that. We have these small notebook sheets that I got at the Dollar Tree. Can't remember what type of notes they're for, but you know, you have Q to help you remember the notes, date, subject, summary, and it's the same on both sides. And yes, I kept these on it because I thought they were kind of cool. We have large book pages, and you can use any large book for this, really. I'm using a book about ancient Egypt, and I have I don't have any left to show you, but I have a book of plywood projects that I'm never going to make. And this is just 9x12 super lightweight paper. Again, I don't know what kind of paper, I just know it's super lightweight. These are blueprints that I found online and printed out, or house plans, blueprints, that kind of thing. We have construction paper, 9x12 construction paper. I'm going with the lighter colors because it's fairy journal. We have copy paper in both white, hole punched. I have white non-hole punched, and I have brown. I gotta get some more colors. I wasn't kidding when I said I had it's a B-36, not a B-52 bomber manual from 1952, I think. It's the revision, which was also from 1952. If you know anything about the government, and especially the Army, or Air Force, sorry, you will get 900 revisions in a year. Minimum. You can't get anything right the first time. This is a vintage, this magazine page, but this is a vintage travel center brochure, and I forgot to cut it into two different pages. I'll skip that because I have plenty of magazine pages left. That one's vintage from the 90s, I think. And this is flamingos. Someone sent me a bunch of flamingos. These are eagles. And then this, I don't even know what this was for. It looks like a bunch of alcohols. But I kind of want to collect some of these. Like, there's Indiana Jones. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh, this. I guess. Something about beer. I don't know. I might not put that one in. Let's put, this one's about, now I can't remember his name now that I'm asking for it in my brain. I have no idea. It's from a California magazine. traveling tour guide type of magazine. I have these columnar pads, and I have both these green ones, and doesn't look like I have any left of the printed ones that I did that are landscape. You can buy these in landscape too. This is game sheets, and when I say game sheets, I mean all kinds of games. I have bingo, I have mazes, I have board game boards. This is a D&D character sheet, which I thought fit well with the fairy theme. This is, I already know what it is, but I don't want to tell you till I open it. A Clue detective notebook. Not official, obviously. This is graph paper. I have large grids and small grids and medium grids and vellum graph paper and loose leaf graph paper. I like graph paper. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a stationery nerd, but yeah, I like graph paper a lot. Moving on, we have dyed paper. This is from Orange Crush drink packet. Those singles, and it's hard to tell on the camera, but because of the white spots, you can tell it's dyed. But it is very vibrant in person. And then, of course, this one is a, oh, I don't even know what flavor, but some flavor of blue drink mix. Again, it's hard to tell. It looks like it's hard to tell, but you can, when you put it up against a white piece of paper, you can tell. And in person, you can tell. Here's another one that had some black ink get on it and just kind of melted out. I have printed vellum sheets that I printed, and yes, it's very crisp after you fold vellum. I have those, and this one right here that I love those. I need to buy more vellum and get some more of that. I don't know how many pages that is so far. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, and 3. 23. Doesn't look like I have enough here. I have these printable, as in you can print on them, greeting cards. They're pre-folded, pre-fancified greeting cards for number 29, 28. Oh, I do have enough. I think. I have stationery paper that I have found online all over the place, or bought, or I don't have any in here that I've made myself, but just different kinds of stationery writing paper. And we just put those in there for, we're going to call it 29 because I've already forgotten how many. And this is medium weight cardstock, or medium weight 9x12s. Again, I think this is watercolor paper, but I don't know for sure. That's why they're classed as medium weight. And some things I have had that I didn't quite have enough of, so I had to print some more, like the invoices. And that's where I ended up with finding the Bob Hope application. And then I just take one of my thicker pages and stack them inside of each other like you would a signature, and that way I have them all grouped together, and when I get ready to add my kit pages, I just pick out a packet of them and go to town, making sure there are 30 pages overall, including the kit pages, which most of these will have 4 kit pages per grouping, per book, 4 kit pages. Some will have a little more, some will have a little less. So next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it off camera, it'll be done by the time we get back to it, because we're going to put these aside and work on the ephemera while I'm waiting on my chipboard to come in for my covers. But next thing I'm going to do is get the kit pages put in here, sew them up, and set them off to the side. Get all 30 book or 26 books. I'm gonna keep doing that. I don't know why. And sew all the signatures, set them aside, and then start working. Tomorrow we'll start working on the ephemera. If you come back and visit us tomorrow, we'll be making and decorating tags and some extra tag bases for future things. So make sure you come back for that. You're going to want to see it. I mean, most of you already know how to make tags. I can't teach you much new there, but I will be working with some of the kits from the designers of the Fairy Wings and Forgotten Things. This is from Chaos is Creation, and I'll link that below, this particular kit. There will also be a kit from Emily Designs. I will link it below too. I have not gotten the rest printed yet, so if you're watching this and you're one of my fellow designers, I'm sorry I didn't mention you in this video, but I won't be working on your stuff tomorrow. I have to get some more paper, and I can't do that until Friday. I haven't even printed my own kit, to be honest with you. So we're going to be working on these, and then stuff that we just have around, because also we'll be working on Halloween stuff, not just fairy stuff. I might have a Halloween hashtag in these. But when I get to the designers of the kits I'm using for Halloween, I will make sure to list them. But I wanted to throw a little shout out to a couple of the designers I'm working with this week. Just so that y'all would be aware of where to find a couple of the kits to start with. If you're not following it already, make sure you go in and join the Lottie's Magic Attic Facebook group so you can be a part of the Fairy Wings and Forgotten Things. Also, make sure you go through the link tree that I will provide below, called Fairy Wings and Forgotten Things, because each and every single one of those days listed will be one of the 11 collaborators, and you need to be following their stuff so you know when they put out new content, so you'll know when to find the tokens for that day for the scavenger hunt. Also, make sure that you're following all these creators on all of their social medias and their Ko-fi shops, because they are amazing. I am honored to be working with such a wonderful group of people and just an amazing group of designers. And the collaborators do such amazing work. Honestly, they put me to shame. I'm just saying. But also, my links will be down in the description. My link tree, which will have my Ko-fi, my Facebook, it'll have my YouTube, but you're already here. You might as well subscribe and hit the like button. I point here, but if in the future YouTube changes things again, it might not be here. But make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. Anytime you subscribe to one of these creators on YouTube, you make sure you hit that notification bell so YouTube will notify you when they put out new content. And make sure you like the videos. It goes a long way towards letting us know what we're doing well, and letting us know that people are watching. And make sure you're commenting and telling these creators what parts you like, if there's anything you don't like, what you want to see more of, what you might not want to see as much of. All creators take that information and use it to help better their channel, because in the end it's all about you guys. It's not about us. We do this because we want to help or inform or entertain or just be background noise for you guys. That without y'all, none of this would be possible. So thank you all so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.